listening to The Subtle Forces. I am your host, Anja, not Anja Seeger. And today, I have a conversation with poet Kavon Cortez Jones, aka KJ. And we had our conversation sitting on the bleachers in a park. And I have to invest in a better quality recorder one of these days. I hope the high noise emitted by my recorder is not too irritating. But if you can cut through it, I think you'll really enjoy this interview with lovely, lovely KJ.
What is the meaning of life? I feel like I used to have, when I was a kid, looking at TV screen, watching the religious guy talk or whatever. I used to wonder in my head, I used to cry about this. I used to wonder, why was there supposed to be anything? Why are we even here? And I look at myself why do I look like this? Who wrote all this, our organs, who put all this together? Why are we even here? Why was there supposed to be anything? Why isn't it just nothing? You know?
But there's something. And I feel like after the Big Bang or whatever, things just kind of cultivated, and we it's amazing how 200,000 years just out of Africa, look at what all we've done. It's crazy. And I feel like human potential is limitless because we invented all this stuff to facilitate everything that we want to become. So it's easy, right? If you want to become a great writer, we invented all these books and we taught folks how to write and how to become a dentist. We built all these things physically to make things much more easier for us to do. That's why human potential is limitless. We can become anything. You can become anything because we invented everything because we're human, right? Mm-hmm. That's why we're limitless. It sounds very deep and fancy, but we're limitless because everything all around us was built by us. We just had to take it out of the ground and cook it and weld it to facilitate that specific thing that we want to do and become. And we gave it a name: football, a scientist, a writer, all the materials that we use to do those things. We invented that too. So, and it just keeps going back. We made something out of nothing.
Yes. A poem, Lake Michigan. I'm a lonesome soul, so this piece is just to being lonely and with my thoughts. I never been to the ocean before, but have let Lake Michigan douse me with its radiance. I've dipped my feet in its glacial wine, whether with a beauteous muse or by myself. Sometimes I love to be alone, trapped in an echo chamber of ambient soothsayers, curled up into a fortune cookie on the lukewarm sand with the curtains closed. Eyes are windows to the soul. I become beautifully imprisoned in myself upon a cathartic altitude we couldn't achieve. A younger me takes flight on a white Pegasus and soars throughout my soul's Apollonian Alps, peers over every precipice, drinks out every crystal waterfall, rests under every weeping willow as I idly stare at the ocean. No, wait, the lake, but everyone knows this body of blue is an ocean to us Milwaukeeans. Everyone knows this body of blue is Cream City's life. How will we brew our beer without it? How sad will our summers be if we were to bike, walk, beach cruise across Lake Drive and not see it? What would New Year's polar bear plunge be without it? We would plunge into a mucky chasm of sewage, orange barricades, and empty PBR all cans. Flashes of toxic phosphanes would temporarily blind us. We would go home sad and drink the year away. But how can we even inebriate our sadness without its existence? Milwaukee without Lake Michigan is a rose without rain, a collectivo with no coffee, a packer gang with no celebratory land boat leap, a brewer gang with no bratwurst. If you go to the top of Reservoir Park, you will see Lake Michigan's horizon is a ribbon of indigo tying the city together. Grab your paramour by the hand and inhale the city's felicity. Sit on the dewy grass and let the changing seasons sing for you. The world is going to end one day, when Cream City goes silent, when the downtown buildings start to implode one by one, when city buses and cars are buried under concrete, ash, and rubble, when the street lights flash yellow, when the city washes away. We will have to run for our lives into the inland sea with only the clothes on our backs, with only peace, love, and cheese clogged in our hearts. Remember, Lake Michigan lets Milwaukee know how beautiful she is. Every morning the electric phoenix spreads its wings. Take care of your water.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's like a newer one.
That's 5 years old. All my stuff is 5 years old. I haven't written a narration in 5 years. So that's 5 years old. I realized that I stretched my syllables because I just need more time. I need more time to take a breath to get to the next line.
But I love how it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, it just sounds like... It just sounds annoying every time I listen to myself. Because I know my voice. But then I've just built the habit of listening to myself. I'm happy people like my voice more than I do.
Yeah. Well, I think if you had like a radio show and you were just hearing your voice all the time, you would probably come to love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it just takes a while. I know I was like disconcerted when I first heard my voice a lot, but then when I had like a weekly show with Frisia, I started to like really appreciate hearing my voice after a while.
I think it's just the way people some of the kids say, KJ, you sound like a girl. Why do you talk like that? I remember one time one of the boys was like, KJ, why do you sound so soft? Why do you speak like that? And I was like, shut up, JoJo. What are you talking about? And they looked at me like, took a step back. But I do this voice a lot better after I have like a hard cider or some water. I feel like I'm just...
I bet it's better earlier in the morning.
Yes. Wake up in the morning. And again, I'm hearing this voice in my head and now outside, so it sounds different. You know
yes.
What I mean? So my voice is like literally echoing through my head.
Oh, yeah.
And you only hear it on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, your voice definitely sounds differently in your head than it does.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Yeah. And it's fun to scare kids with. Like, I compare this voice to like this voice.
I love your voice because it always sounds like an incantation, and I always feel like I get drift into like a sort of a trance when I hear you delivering your poetry, and a lot of it just sounds spiritual, and it doesn't matter that it's like a little higher. I think it just sounds like you're more in tuned, you're more sensitive to things.
Yeah. And I don't mind that now. I know it's not the manly or the masculine thing to do. Like I'm not afraid to show my emotions. I've cried in front of people, in front of women, or I'll just start singing. I'll just speak like this all the time. I just have to really, really conscious of what I'm doing. I mean, the first time I meet a group of people, I'll just do this, and they will have anything else to go on. I'm constantly in tug of war, like being the victim and feeling like the criminal. I am a victim of racism. At the same time, people look at me and say I'm the problem. I was like, although I know who I am, like I'm KJ, I'm Kavon, I'm not. I just happen to be black. I would still be the same person even if I was white or Asian or Middle Eastern. I just happen to be born.
Yeah.
I would still be the same asshole. Sometimes I would still write poetry. I would still be biking. I just happen to be black, and it comes with all that. Or maybe I just think it comes with all that. Of course it comes with all that, right? White people walk around and like they own the place, right? Like all the time. It's fun being black. It's fun. I'm happy I was born
into this race and culture. I don't want to let my blackness be a curse, like Gordon Parks said. Don't let your blackness be a curse. You know, the photographer. Like walk through those doors as you are. Although race is a component in what we do, Jordan Parks says there was white people who did him wrong. There was black people who did him wrong, and like seeing who Gordon Parks is, like he was just Gordon Parks. He just happened to be black.
Yeah.
He would still be the same person even if he was white, or it might have been easier for him if he was white, but maybe people might not know who he is, particularly if he was white. But because he's black, it's like, oh, he's amazing, you know. I remember listening to a podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Someone said to him, like, hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson, if you were white, no one would care who you are. So I guess in a lot of ways, in kind of like a negative, because of the whole negative backdrop of who black people are, you are seen more when you do something great as becoming a great photographer or a great astrophysicist, because you are black and you do have that history of slavery and racism. People see you more than
you're allowed to be outstanding. You might be outstanding anyways,
yes,
regardless of race, but it's so much more competitive. But when suddenly you come in a rapper that everyone's like, oh, you're different,
yeah,
then they notice you more, and maybe they'll appreciate what makes you outstanding,
yes,
more.
Yes.
So it can actually be like a benefit sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like what you're saying.
Like if Neil deGrasse Tyson was white, I feel like he would still be the same old person that he is.
He'd be like an amiable professor somewhere, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's just so, like, I listen to him talk sometimes. Like, this dude's like the smartest person in the world in the way he thinks.
He's delightful to listen
I'm like,
to.
what is going on? It's great to see black people who talk and look like that, and I think about LeVar Burton. I think of LeVar Burton like he's not black. He's LeVar Burton, right?
Yeah.
Oprah's not black. She's Oprah.
Yeah.
Obama, I don't know.
Because
he was black enough, right? Although he was raised by his white mom,
right? And but every time you hear about Obama, it's always like the first black president, and it's never like, oh, president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he just happens to be black. Barack Obama will still be the same person he was, even if he was white. You know, I feel. You know, and there's half black and half white people who mostly look white, but because he looks like this very dominant black man, like everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm still amazed that he won. You know? Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Because I remember my stepdad. He was in his 60s. I was like, yeah, it's like they're gonna kill this dude because they did that to Martin Luther King and JFK.
Oh, I was nervous.
Yes, I was nervous too, listening to my stepdad talk about. I was like, they're gonna kill him, right?
I was pretty sure they were too.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, because I was in college when he was running for president.
Yeah.
And I went to a Obama rally. It was winter. He was speaking at this place in Kansas City, and it was so cold. Me and my friends were just, like, our feet were falling apart. It was just so icy. And so we broke into this building that Obama was speaking in. And we weren't supposed to be able to break into the building. But
of course.
So, like, we easily navigated our way into this building, found a radiator, and hanged our socks against the radiator. And in that moment, I was terrified. I was like, if some of us had broken into this building that, like, the future president of the United States is in speaking, how hard would it be for someone with bad intentions to break into this building and just, like, kill him?
Yes, exactly. I feel like it's amazing that he's still alive.
Yeah.
He was like, I feel like there hasn't been that big of a black personality in the United States since, like, Dr. King and Malcolm X. Like, all of them were killed. I'm so comfortable. Like, everywhere I go, I feel like I can go anywhere in the world and just feel comfortable with where and who I am. One of the things I love about myself, besides writing, being an amazing writing performer, and biking, I'm so good at, like, connecting with anyone. I feel like, and I'm just like, Universe, why did you choose me to give all these passions, all these gifts and passions to? And like, and who was going to wake up and realize like this guy is like amazing? Why am I passing up on him? Type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm always so alone and looking for things to write about, looking for my next potential mate. But like, I'm kind of like, why aren't they seeing me? Why do I have to try sometimes?
Should we make a list of all the things that you love about Kavon?
Oh, sure. Make sure you pull my ear. Let the air out after this. Anja.
Let's make your head really big.
All right. Things I love about KJ. I love how I can be. I'm genuine. I can be open and honest with people. I am so great at just finding connections, and it happens. I'm so great at going with my first instinct and just going. Like, the moment you get that first instinct, you got to do it. 3, 2, 1. You got to go. And I'm great at putting a light on people's faces. I put a lot of lights on people's faces from a distance. Like, KJ, I saw you on your bike. There you go. And I'm so happy. One of my gifts is I'm so happy that I know who I am at this age. I am able to live the life that I was deprived of as a kid into my adulthood, because I couldn't go camping. KJ, you're 17. You live in my house. You can't go to Paris in French class. I couldn't afford to do that stuff. KJ, you're in 3rd grade. They're trying to make you guys grow up a bit too fast. You can't go camping. I never went camping in kindergarten, middle, elementary school. I never went on the big trips to Paris or Spain because I didn't have the money, and my parents just thought they were sheltering us in so many ways. And so when I turned 19, I was like, I can do and become whatever I want now. And with all those notebooks, you were to see my notebooks. It was all just building up to this moment. Ever since I feel like I was born with this gift to connect with people. And it's really scary to think about how special I am to the world. And it's nice to know that after all those years, people will appreciate me now, because I couldn't articulate that appreciation when I was from kindergarten to 19, and now people see and want to be around me. I am the black inner city kid who escaped the inner city with his passion and charm. This whole time I thought I was seeing somebody else in the coffee shops all around town, but it was me the whole time. Like the skeletal gloves, the ACO you had, the leather jacket, the biking. Like, when I was little, I would always see that person on this bike going past Riverside and Dr. King Elementary, and like, now into the future, oh, that was me the whole time. I still see the person that I'm going to be in the future all around me. He's just always hiding in my peripheral. And when I go back in coffee shops, I see the person you were 8 years ago, and what Freisha was 8 years ago inside Brood, and what Keith was with us.
Yes.
And who he was years ago. And like, and now when we come back here years from now, I'm going to be able to see who you were, and I get to see where Blaine and you were at inside Kickapoo Coffee, and to make those memories. I am making all the memories that I missed out on in my elementary, middle school, and high school years into my adulthood.
I really relate to that.
And so it all came so fast. After in 8 years, it was all happening so fast. And I'm just like, whoa, because I was deprived of so much, because my mom and my dad just didn't have the right mindset to think in a different way and to want something better.
I think when you have a hard childhood,
yeah,
you dedicate your whole adult life to living in the way that you always wished you could as a child.
Yes, and like I have no kids, I have no college debt. am aligned with my passion and purpose, and in the time in the day that I get married, potentially, like all the baristas and the people who work at the hotel and the people who are going to be at my wedding, all those people are going to be like working for me now, and I'm not left out. Like I will be, her and I will be the center of attention in that moment. It's kind of hard to describe. Like I meet people from their past, from my friends' past. It's kind of hard to describe. From middle and high school, I haven't exactly articulated. I had it earlier, like back in February, but I think the base is I get to live the life that I was deprived of into my adulthood when I was younger.
It's sort of like a merry-go-round or something, and sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down, but we're all on the merry-go-round.
Yes.
And we have to take care of each other, and when someone is in a dark or less developed place, we have to find ways to lift them up, and by doing so we lift each other all up, and we can all see our previous selves and our future selves.
Yes.
All in each other, because we are all like one organism in different bodies.
Yes. And being on the playground with the kids at anywhere, at Maryland Montessori or Penfield Montessori, it's like I still feel like I am that age, and seeing that, in the kids' eyes, I can connect each one of some of those kids to some of the people that I know and who they remind me of.
You can kind of guess what their childhoods were like when you get to see children in action.
Yes, I can connect. I can connect by my adult friends or acquaintances. I can connect these kids to my adult friends, and I get to see who these adults were through these kids' eyes.
What kind of a child do you think I was?
I feel like you're very very quiet, maybe. Very flamboyant. I don't know.
Can you be both?
Yeah. Quiet and flamboyant, just very kind of chill. I feel like you were just kind of like la 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 la, going through the playground, going through the what they call it, jungle gym, just all in your own little world. I feel like.
Who is the future KJ?
The future KJ. Okay, I guess if I look back in the past and think about the present, I can figure out the future maybe. The future KJ will be much more confident, even more confident, and probably married, I hope. Much better with kids, working with kids. I feel like working this job at Penfield, I found my passion and purpose. I feel like I'm really good with kids. I feel like the future KJ will be hopefully alive. I don't know. I'm just saying the first thing that comes to my head.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully alive and breathing, and I will not have to try too hard for folks to see me. And even now, people are beginning to see that I never needed them. I was going to fulfill my dreams. I was going to pursue my dreams, and I was going to fulfill my dreams, whether certain people like and support me or not. In Milwaukee. And so, and for people who's ever laughed at me or gave me a hard time, you listen to The Essence of Cool or The Love Letter to Milwaukee, they are silence. They are light years behind me, and they will never catch up. That's what they get for. That's where the fire comes from. It's like, you laugh at me, give me a hard time, I'm just pedaling on my bike faster to to show you that okay, yeah. And a lot of the folks I grew up with in middle and high school who were popular or whatever, they have kids now. You know, they don't have a lot of free time. I have all this free time and I get to do whatever I want now. You know what I mean?
I think you would appreciate this. The other day I was at work and I was putting a bunch of clothes in a pile, and one of my colleagues from the warehouse came up to me and she saw the ring on my finger and she was like, "Wait, you're married?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "But you're fun." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fun." She was like, "Married people aren't supposed to be fun."
Yeah, right. I feel like you being who you are and like being an artist, like I feel like it's so cool to know you. I think people knowing who we are, and they'll be like, "Oh, these two people know each other," and they're from totally different worlds. We've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Now
We might be from different realms of Milwaukee, but like we're of the same people. We're artists.
Yes.
And artists find each other, and artists are a clan of their own. They're their own group.
Thank you to KJ for sitting with me for 2 hours and talking into my crappy recorder, which I will replace, I promise. If you enjoyed this show, I encourage you to like, follow, subscribe to us, write a review on whatever listening platform you're tuning in from. It helps us to expand to new ears. And remember, when encountering any subtle force, you have both logic and feelers with which to interpret it.